Hello, Gemma here, and I'm at the Crumbs Doilies shop in Soho. And remember last week when I made those really cute little apple and cinnamon apple cakes? And remember how I filled them and did the crumb coat with salted caramel buttercream? Well, it occurs to me that that is a really, really good recipe to know, and it's really useful not just for making cute little apple-shaped cakes, but it's also really tasty on like vanilla cakes and chocolate cupcakes and all sorts of things. So you might want the recipe, so I'm going to give it to you. Let's go. I'm going to start by making the caramel, because obviously we need caramel to make caramel buttercream. And I'm going to start with a big saucepan. It's a nice heavy bottom saucepan, and it is quite high-sided because this stuff does bubble up quite a bit, so you want a nice big one. And I've got 150 millilitres of water. And I'm going to add to that 250 grams of caster sugar. And then I'm going to turn that onto a medium heat and get it bubbling away. Now while I'm waiting for it to come to the boil, which is going to take a few minutes, I've got some cream here. I've got 250 millilitres of double cream. I'm just going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and just give it a really good stir. I'm also going to get a tea towel out. I'm just going to put that on the countertop, and that's going to help to prevent my saucepan from slipping around at the end. It's bubbling away quite nicely now, and all the sugar is dissolving. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to stir it or anything, but every now and then I'm just going to swill it about, just to make sure that everything's really even, because sometimes on these hobs it can be a little bit uneven, but I'm definitely not going to stir it. And that's going to take a few minutes, and I'm waiting for it to become a kind of nice rich amber colour. Now, as always with sugar, don't move away too far while it's on the heat, because it'll be almost there and then you'll look away and it'll be past the point of no return. So keep close, keep looking at it, and also when you're swilling it around, be very, very gentle, because if any of that jumps out and gets on your skin, it's going to burn like hell. Okay, that's reached a lovely deep amber colour, so now it's time to pour the cream in. Be very, very careful and just stir all the time while you're pouring it in. Now, if you find that you've got any lumps of sugar at all in your saucepan, you just put it back on the heat on a really low temperature and just stir it gently until that all dissolves away, and it will dissolve away eventually. But you should really have a lovely liquid, very lovely, beautiful golden colour. And that's still going to be mega hot, so for goodness sake, don't dip your finger in it to taste it just yet. Put that to one side and wait until it's completely cooled down. My caramel's completely cooled down, and I should point out this is way more than you need for this amount of icing, but that's good news because that means you get to do whatever you like with the rest of it. So you could fill your cupcakes with it, you could drizzle it over the top of your cupcakes, you could drizzle it over the top of ice cream, you could just drizzle it over the top of everything really, but it's good to have, and it will keep in a jar for a couple of weeks in the fridge. And just bring it back to room temperature when you need to drizzle it. But we're just going to use a quarter of that. But first of all, I'm going to beat some butter. So I have 200 grams of soft unsalted butter, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to that. And get that going on a medium to high speed until it's light and fluffy. And once that's had about 5 minutes beating, it's time to add the sugar, and I've got 320 grams of sifted icing sugar. I'm just going to put that in 2 stages, beating really well after each one. And now it's time to add the good stuff, that delicious caramel that we made earlier. And I'm, as I said, just going to use about a quarter of it. It doesn't have to be exact, so I'm just going to whack it in. And now just beat that until it's lovely and smooth. Okay, that's had a few minutes beating, and it is an absolutely beautiful colour. It's really silky smooth, it smells amazing, and yep, it tastes amazing. Oh, that's good. Mmm. So yeah, this is ready to go. You can use this to ice all sorts of cakes, chocolate cake, vanilla cake, you can even put it on brownies. I like to put it on salted caramel cupcakes. So I'm going to get some of those right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this recipe becomes one of your go-to buttercream recipes like it is mine. And if you do make it, or if you make anything else from my channel, then please do let me know by using a hashtag Cupcake Jemma on Instagram and Twitter, because I love seeing what you guys get up to. I'll be back next Thursday with my regular recipe, but in the meantime, I'm going to try and upload a recipe video on Monday for these guys. These are the salted caramel cupcake bases, which I'm about to ice. So I'll hopefully see you then. Bye.